Warning! Alien approaching! Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous to Earth people.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another RC Conspiracies. We're going to be having a little bit of a discussion tonight about what you guys think is going to be the next big thing. What's coming next? That is the topic for tonight. Hopefully we'll get into some of that and get it all figured out. So we're going to let this roll for a little bit. We're a little early starting tonight, and so we'll let people join in and let's get this thing on. For those of you guys joining after this is live, we will have a time code for you posted in the description on YouTube. And you should be able to click on that. It'll take you right to when the feed starts. Bunch of people filling up the chats already. Jerry VRC, Justin O'Neill, CJ Villiceran, Chuck GRC, Matthew Dewars, the right one, Earl Moorhead, Traxxas RC, I don't know if I said that already, Tracy Lee, Fresh Squeezed RC, welcome you guys, we'll be going in just a minute.
Silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code. Because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready. And put on those tinfoil hats, because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony Cece. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to another RC Conspiracies. Tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun. It is 2020. It's been kind of a bummer of a year so far. But I think there's some cool stuff coming in the RC world for us this year. And, you know, I think the RC market is pretty ripe for it because people have seemed to have some extra money that they're wanting to spend on hobbies for all that extra time they got at home. So there was a funny comment in the chat that said, Chuck GRC said, is Tony still in makeup? I love it. Very, very funny. So, yeah, you know, I have a feeling something's about to drop in the next month or two. I think summer has some things in store for us. I don't know what, but we've been getting these teases, and I think that we're going to get a few sooner than later, as long as they can get them to market. Ooh, I'm out of focus. Dancing for the camera here, trying to find focus. And so yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Bars in Tone RC says, how was your getaway, Tony? Well, my getaway was awesome. I can probably show you guys a little bit of that in here as well, and take a look at some of that on I think I have it on my Facebook page or my Instagrams or one of those. So I'll try and pull that up. Although Instagram seems to crash my feed for some reason. I don't know why. It seems to be Instagram that always does it. But the getaway was awesome. We went down to Hatteras Island, Outer Banks, OBX, and had a little family vacation Friday, Saturday, Sunday, came back Monday. Took the new Jeep down there, and we didn't actually do any of the ORV stuff where you can actually drive it on the beach because you have to pay for a permit. Plus, you're supposed to have jacks and all that, and I don't have a high lift jack for it yet. And the jack that came with it was so rusted up when I opened up the back of it that I threw it away. So I didn't have a jack in there. We didn't have a spare tire either. I removed that to put the bike rack on. So a couple things like that. But Michael Matheny, man, all you do is you put in comments in the chat. We see it pop up. We'll be talking. Some people are watching on YouTube, so I'm responding to some of those comments. Some of them are on Facebook. It's going live to both at the same time. And so we're just going to kind of talk. And Traxxas RC says, I don't know why, but I could listen to the intro for hours. It is fun, man. Fiverr is an amazing thing. If you guys haven't discovered it yet, you can find like freelance people to do voice work for you, create intros, stuff like that. I think I tipped the guy because it only costs like 25 or 30 bucks to have him make it. And I think I ended up paying him 50 total. I gave him like a $20 tip. So yeah, Overkill RC says that new Jeep is, yes, man, it is okay. It's, it's older. It's got a little bit of rust underneath, nothing that can't be cleaned up and, take some of that rust over and, reseal some of it, like the axle, stuff like that. The axles are so thick. I'm not worried about a little bit of rust on there. So we'll be doing some one-to-one stuff probably on the channel as we get going. Get some of that out there. I think it's got 33s on it right now, plus a lift kit. I need to get it somewhere where somebody can tell me everything that it does have already so that I know if I have to replace anything, what my heights are and all of that. But it's a beast to get into, that's for sure. That is for sure. Troy's Hobby says, let's hope the companies don't announce new products before the back-ordered parts issues are resolved first. Yeah, there's something to be said when some of the companies like JConcepts, man, they announce a new product, they do their reveal, and you can order it that same day. It's pretty cool. I dug it. That's what I did with the body that I haven't painted yet. Didn't do me any good to get it early, but that's what I did with the Grand National body. Oh no, Chuck GRC says it won't be your last Jeep. I had 9. Oh, that's scary, dude. But it's really fun. It's a manual. The one issue that I'm finding with it is, well, there's 2. I mean, it drives great. It's straight as an arrow, smooth. It's got the BF Goodrich mud terrain tires on it. And like I said, I think they're 32.1, but I think they're calling them 33s other places I've seen. They do great. Not a lot of road noise. So I already have a portable air compressor. That's fine. I need to get jacks, a little jack board, and then some kind of either board to put under the tires or, one of the little sand mats that you can put down to get some grip. And then we're going to do some stuff on the beaches this summer. Probably take it to the mountains here in Virginia, find some places. They have a whole bunch of off-road stuff listed. So we'll do some one-to-one stuff for you guys. I'll try and do some video for it. I'll be having probably too much fun to stop and think about it. But, yeah, we'll see. But I have that SCX 10.3 that I kind of want to build to look like it, although mine's the JK. So I should take my JK and make it look like my one-to-one. I do want to get the not super angry eyes for it, like the kind of furrowed brow ones, in like a matte finish. But it's already got a pretty nice worn bumper on it. Definitely want to replace. I got it here. We can show some of you guys that may not know what we're talking about. This is it. It's a Rubicon 2011, 55,000 miles on it now. Had 54. Hey, Haroldina, how's it going? Good to have you jump in here and say hello. Earl Moorhead says that Hemi-Storm built one. Oh no, Hemi-Storm Jeep build 1-to-1. That's not what he's saying. I thought he was talking about a Hemi-Storm. He's saying to build one. Oof. I don't know about that. Anyway, it's 3.8 liter. It's the older engine in it. And yeah, it does all right though. It looks like it's ready to be towed already, so I can get the hookups for my RV. It's got the lifts on it. Like I said, nice bumper, nice wheel carrier rack for the back. I don't love the lights up top here. I probably want to swap those out. But yeah. Other than that, what I was trying to say was that the parking brake has a spot in the middle where it doesn't click. And so I really have to yank on it to get it to actually be in a spot where it'll hold the Jeep. Most of the time I just put it in first. So, but yeah, I'm thinking even if I don't do angry eyes, I'm thinking a black grille for the front, matte black, and different. I'd love to do a light bar across the top and not much else. I mean, it was everything that I wanted it to be already. Eventually blacked out rims with a wider offset so that they kind of stick out of the wheels a little bit, wheel wells. So yeah, anyway, that's the 1-to-1. We did have fun with the little Axial Getty Jr. Can-Ams. We got the paddle tires for them finally in the mail. They've been on back order for a while, which we'll talk about with back order stuff. Had a blast with them. Also took out the Bomber. Whoops, 2.0. I wasn't supposed to hit that. That was an accident. And gave it a little run. Only some motion footage for you guys here right now. But it's looking pretty good. And that's running that 16-turn Reedy motor in it, which was slower than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to have to definitely gear up on that a little bit. It was pretty slow. So we'll up the pinion, and it'll have a little bit better speed. That was 3S even. Well, it's slow motion. You guys can't tell. Hilarious. But this was the big jump, was the little Axial guys. All right, so that's new stuff. Didn't mean to get off topic to that. Get back to you guys. Road Raptor fenders are a bit fat for your taste. I agree. I like the flat ones. So the problem is with the bumper that it has are to match out to those. So I'd have to redo the front bumper too to get it all fit up. What's going on, Justin? Harley Designs, man. Yeah, thanks. I'm super stoked to finally have one. It's been a dream for the past about 7 years, I think. I've been looking at them. White. That's why I got that. You know, people rag on Axial all the time for, why do you guys always do Jeeps? Well, I mean, I couldn't buy myself a Jeep, so I bought the one as a toy that I could get as close to what I wanted, which was the CRC edition of the Jeep Rubicon 4-door unlimited JK white. No, there was not a black top, but you can tell it was supposed to have one. So, yeah. So that's what I finally got, and it looks all right. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about stuff that we've been hearing about. There's been some teases out there, and yeah, I could talk about Jeeps forever. Everyone's talking about Jeeps in the chat. They love their Jeep. So I do have the new one. It's a JL. I could make it look like it. I did do the black Angry Eyes from Knights Customs on mine because that's what I wanted at that time in a real one as well. You know, you grow. I'm not sure where I feel on the Angry Eye thing anymore. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I know it kind of makes you like, it's the thing you don't do. Like all the real dudes laugh at you if you get one. but I don't know. I like it. So I asked you guys, first of all, what I got most recently. This finger. It's right there. And so I need to know from you guys, is that going to be Gas Monkey Garage or is that going to be the RC Conspiracies drag car? I'm kind of leaning toward the latter. Leaning that way. We'll see. It's completely trashed up here. I do have the other new things, the Clodbusters back there. My Sen that I just did the 4-steer on with the custom Freestyle RC brackets so that I have dual servos on axle now. Not scale, but it works way better. Got something axial in a box here, and then I've got a SMT Builders kit in the back. And what do you guys think's in the box? That's the next thing. So yeah, so Bill's Customs got kind of getting to what I'm getting at, and that's Traxxas needs a drag car now. They had the funny car. Probably wouldn't have been my first choice, but that's what they went for. So yeah, you know, I think if they came out with a street eliminator, they know how to get licensing. I think that they could do it up pretty awesome. So I would love to see that. Hey, thank you, Justin O'Neill, man. $20 for channel expenses. Sean's Adventures says there's already Gas Monkey ones. Well, Justin O'Neill, what do you think it should be? Did I miss? Did you already say? Should it be the RC Conspiracies drag car? How's it going, Steve? RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7 is in the house. Bruce Jenin, this is something to talk about. Did you hear that Sen Racing USA website is open? I have that flagged over here to go to as one of the first things. So that was something to talk about. And they've been teasing some stuff as well, or at least there's been some stuff at shows that we've kind of picked up on that look like Ford trucks. Like there's some kind of dually looking thing, like an F450 or... So we will talk a little bit about the new Sen site. Like I said, that's the next video I'm going to shoot is the B50 drive. Brock Diesel, when is Arrma dropping? So Arrma hinted, they had the Surface guys from Horizon all in one big chat on StreamYard, just like we're doing here. And they were talking about the Surface products, things that they've had coming, and or things that may be coming. And two things came up. I mean, Losi pretty much said they have a monster truck coming. And if it's Losi, I think they said it was solid axle even. I think we were asking, are they doing a solid axle monster truck? And I'm pretty sure that the answer for that was yes, because we keep saying it was solid axle. I don't think that they would come out with independent suspension. I could be wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. They seem to do race stuff, and the race stuff is using solid axle. So I would hope that they do that. But they also talked about that there would be a drag car coming, some kind of a street eliminator. So I don't know what brand, any of that. But how close do you think that is to market? Is it going to be an Arrma? Is it going to be a Losi? I mean, because you could blast it. They've already been doing the ground stuff with Arrma, with the infraction and the limitless. So I don't know. But would it then be a basher drag car? I don't know. I don't think they would do it. I don't think it'd be an Arrma because it would be... The class isn't really a bashing class. So I would lean more toward... Unless they somehow revive Viterra, I would lean more toward Losi. But I'm not sure. Because they could take it off of one of those platforms, which is what all the other companies have done. Off of their two-wheel drive Losi. So how's the RC with the 20 timing, Dominic? That's what I was saying. It's still a bit slow. I need to gear that thing up. gear it up because it was a little bit surprisingly slow, even on 3S with that 16-turn motor. Not what I was hoping for. But I was also on sand, so I'm not gonna put all of my chips into what I saw that when I was running out there. Nikhil, Traxxas Slash updates possibly. The Slash Ultimate was announced back in 2018. They just came out with the kit. I doubt it. I don't see another Slash upgrade coming right now. So Chuck G says he had anger edge because his grill was damaged. It was a good cover up. Nice. I'm playing catch up now. I got way behind here. Wow, that happened fast. Chap is in the house. What's going on, Chap? Michael says, I'd like an RC company to hook up with Roadkill. Oh, there you go. JMRC's welcome. Trail Critter, how's it going, man? I saw you coming in earlier, didn't mention it. I was in the middle of saying something else. Troy's Hobby says, Conspiracies bodies. We ask for solid axle monster trucks and we get drag cars. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. No, I'm all into the drag car stuff right now. It's really fun. And it works for just quick stuff, just running out and ripping a few lines and calling it good. The LST needs to come back. That's what Bill's Custom says. Justin O'Neill says the new Send site looks great. Hey, Jeremy Griffith joined. What's going on, man? Someone's saying Bari's. Road Rapper. It might be something like Bari's Big 1/5. I don't know that. Man, I mean, it would be awesome if Losi did that first one out of the gun. I would guess 10th scale, but that's because what the racing scene is right now. And again, with the Losi's, kind of being a performance brand. I don't know. They did kill the MTXL, but that was because it wasn't selling great. So I don't know that, again, something that big is going to sell in huge volume enough for them. Jerry VRC, everyone is doing the drag cars now. I hope we get a solid axle monster truck from Losi. I hope we get both. Let's just say that. I'm still waiting on my Bari build, and I can't wait. I'm super stoked. I do need to fix my Primal Raminator. It's still in a pile in the garage right now. A very heavy pile of 80 pounds that I have to lift up onto a table, and 80 awkward pounds that I have to get up onto a table. And I have to basically get out a bolt that's in the axle casing. So it's broken off in there. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully it'll be easy. Losi is racing. That's what JMRC says. Earl says Arrma's a basher. I'm wondering, is Arrma going to come out with something new? They hinted at something, but are they just going to do some refreshes? And that's what I'm curious about. Because he said it's, the other company's big year, that Arrma had a great year last year. But he also hinted that it didn't mean there wasn't nothing coming from Arrma. So I'm curious. I could see them doing like an Outcast or something where, 5th scale, as they're calling it, it's kind of like a 1/5, 6th ish scale. Because all they really have to do is shorten the chassis and shorten a couple pieces, make a few pieces, or even just do duplicates of the front and the rear. And then they could do it. So that's a potential, I think. And that would be a new, I guess, vehicle to come to market. But yeah, I'm curious because there's a lot of people that I'm seeing getting them, especially locally. There's a lot of people that have bought the new Creighton 8S, the like 1.2 or whatever they call it, where it has the upgraded braces and all that. And they're beating the daylights out of them. And, you know, they're not bending the chassis or anything like that. They've broken arms and, you know, stuff you expect when you're sending cars and bashing them like we do. You got to expect something to break. I mean, it's unrealistic expectations if you run them like we want to and something doesn't break. I'm surprised that I didn't break something already on my backyard track. Those first couple times, my son took a couple hard hits, man. And I was trying to do the drone stuff. I didn't get a good shot of it. Didn't put him in the video, but there were some hard hits, and it didn't break any. That one where it landed sideways. But yeah. Chris Williams, thanks for the great content. I'm learning. Thanks, man. We're trying. eRevo 3.0 8S Truggy will happen from Traxxas to compete with the Creighton 8S. Oh, snap. Do you guys think that they'll bring out a bigger Revo? They've got a 16th scale. They've got the 8th scale. Would they drop a 5th scale one? I would be interested to see one of those. I'm not going to lie. Dominic, did I see the RC Sparks? Oh, heck yeah, I did, man. I need to finish watching the video, though, because it dropped when I was on vacation and came back to a bunch of work. So we drove back Monday. I was watching it and keeping up with the photos and all that, and I started watching the install. I saw Everett came over, and I saw a little bit of them opening it up, but I didn't see enough. That's for sure. I need to see more. It's out of my price range right now. I mean, that's a big expense on top of the expense truck already. I'm hoping that there's something that comes in. I want to see what OBR comes out with, O'Neill Brothers Racing. They do a lot of cool 5th scale stuff in the motors and the pipes, so, and just a whole lot of stuff they make for them, like the 5T and all that. So I'm hoping there's something there. What's going on, JT? So some people are saying, yeah, dude, Bill's Customs. Dude, real engines cost less. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm hoping something under $1,000 with the pipe or right at it. That's kind of my mark. Otherwise, I'm very happy with the one that comes in it. And if I ever need to replace it, it's only $100. So that's the thing with so we killed 2 of our Yeti Juniors in the sand. Yeah. I didn't care because they're $6, $6.95, so $7 to replace them. In fact, I ordered 6 of them so I'll have some on hand because they're small and we're going to run them like that. They're going to burn up. I'm not cleaning them out. We're just running them. And at $6, we'll stick new ones in and just abuse them. But that's partly why we're not upgrading those things. One, I don't think it needs to be for what it is. And we have a lot of fun with them stock. And that's the first question everybody asks is, what have you guys done to them? And we're like, nothing. So this is my biggest thing, Road Raptor. He says, I didn't like how the exhaust looked. It was kind of goofy. So it looks like, it's a big vehicle with big tires to support the weight of moving a rocket to the launch pad. And it's carrying a rocket in the back end. That's the one thing that I don't love. Todd Cooper says he does not see it happening with them dropping a new eRevo. So, yeah. But, the exhaust things in the eye of the beholder, there's so many RCs that I see that I'm like, why would they have done that? And everybody's like, oh, I love it. You know, so cool. And I don't know if they're just like, you know, like you guys do to me. We're like, yay. But you're really thinking, why? This guy's an idiot. That's so dumb. But, yeah, he likes it. He likes the muffler on it and thinks it's a cool look. And, you know, I know other people do too. So it's just not my thing. I like the stuff tucked in the truck the way they've got it now, where it kind of still looks just like a truck. But the way to get around that, and here's the big thing, somebody please make a Gravedigger or Son of a Digger body for that thing. That'll cover that muffler up. You'll never see it, and you can have all that power and none of that look. There. I need to just build a huge vacuum form thing and do it myself here. But that's the way to do it. Just get a different type of body to hide it. The right one says, on the Primal, I'd rather just get all the power I can on the 49cc engine. Yeah, the only thing it doesn't have is that bottom end. I'm okay with the top speed. I don't need it to go faster at that size. I would like it to have a little bit more on the acceleration in order to do some backflips. So I still need to make my backflip ramp. Now it's getting hot as blazes out there, and I don't know when I'm going to do it. Dropping back here really quick. Here we go. I hope the Associated Monster GT makes a comeback. That was an awesome truck. Now, here's the thing to think about with Associated and John Schultz being at Associated and working with Element RC and all of them. He's really big in the hobby. He's been around for a long time. And he was over at Axial and was the one that convinced them to make the SMT-10. So I've kind of got my fingers crossed a little bit that we could see maybe a little bit of old school Losi versus Associated action going on in the monster truck arena. But that's just kind of my thing. That's one of the things I'm curious about is he going to bring some kind of monster truck game over to Associated? Kind of by the way things are going with Associated stuff, a lot of like the extra things, you know, so they've got some of their really good stuff. The Element is, you know, all R&D'd and really cool. Some of the other stuff, like their 12th scale crawlers and that were team Associated, as well as like the little game with the little pucks in the ball. I kind of think those are things that they rebranded or got off of design and stuff from who is it? Tiger. Who's the owner of Team Associated now? I want to say Tiger Electric. You guys will help me eventually. Bruce says, I'm waiting for someone to drop the twin cylinder in the Raminator. Oof. The cool thing, though, about RC Sparks having that motor is he's going to show you guys what it can do. He's not going to hold back, and he's going to tear it up. Thunder Tiger. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. I'm over here like Tiger Direct. I think that's like a website. Tiger King. Oh man, I need to watch those little things that they've added after. I haven't had time to go back. Oh, I need to go back. It's so good. The new Mini Truggy and Trucker, all right, I guess, from Associated. Personally, I wouldn't purchase. I actually like those Basher Boy. I like the look of it too. I have the buggy one that's got kind of like that vintage airplane shark type of look to it. Looks like an old plane and graphics. I dig it. It's a B414. Is that what they call it? I guess I can pull some of this stuff up for you guys. I don't remember what it is, but we can get there. Here it is. 14B. That's the one I have. The only thing that's not awesome about this is the tires wear out like so quick. So you'll be buying them a lot unless you buy somebody else's tires for it. So that's the way to get around that. So let's move on to a couple of things. We're going to go over some of the stuff here, but we already talked about that at the beginning. Sen Racing has that new website. Has a lot of their stuff. So stuff ships now directly from the U.S. A lot of you ask me where to get Sen stuff because they do have some scale monster trucks. The HO 150, that's here. You guys have seen mine. I've done a lot of upgrades to this one. And then the B50, which is just a really good looking truck. I do like this one a lot. So I have a video coming on that one soon. In fact, if you guys weren't watching the last one, I think is when I did it, or somebody's live video. Here's mine, and it's now got 4 steer. So I bought the, it does have solid axles. Their steering was really wonky, but RC 4-wheel drive, no, Freestyle RC, not RC 4-wheel drive. Freestyle RC makes these 2 brackets that screw into the back of the axles. It's all it takes to be able to mount a servo on there. And so I have it set on my controller, which actually got something new. You guys know that I like my rugged controller. I'm not one to shy away from saying that. I did not like the wheel on my 4R Pro. And I have a green rugged now. Came in the mail while I was gone. So, right here you have a little toggle switch, 3 position. It automatically comes back to center. You push it forward or pull it back. I have this set on mine so that when I push it forward, it turns, using the rear, what would be making you turn right. So I guess like this. But I've set it so that it only goes 60%. It doesn't do a full amount. Plus, I've turned down the timing on it so it's not as fast. So when you hit it, it'll just kind of quickly get, it won't just snap there. It'll kind of slowly move there. And then the other as well. So if you pull back, it goes left. But when you release, it recenters everything, which is really cool. Kind of like they do in the real trucks with the little toggle switch. But green. Don't know that this will be my trail controller. I can see me losing this on the trail. I would get the bright orange one for a trail one. And because I like orange. Not as much as Harley, but, or even John Schultz. He really likes his orange. All right, so the right says green is awesome. He's so jealous. I'm trying to go back. Yeah, it matches the hat, which we are out of already. But this truck is really awesome. It's $329 because of all the scale stuff for the body, licensing, all of that. It's only $299 for the other, the HL 150. It doesn't have all the molded plastic pieces, whatnot. But you get these shipped now directly from the U.S. as well as all the parts. Chaos parts, you can find them now for your Q and MT series, and you can find them pretty easily now. Makes it way easier finding parts than that it was before. So anyway, Bruce wanted me to show that. I'd already pulled that up to show you guys. Here's some stuff that I was looking at earlier. Scale Builders Guild. How to take stunning RC photos. This is definitely something worth watching for your thumbnails and all that. His videos and photos are always epic. So you should definitely watch it. I had I told you guys I have like a bookmarks bar, and I just literally go through and right click it, and I have it show everything from all the different companies on their Facebook and see what they're hinting at. Arrma wasn't hinting at anything, but they had my infraction first run, which was at RC Fest in Monticello last year. And one, I was bummed that I'm not there right now, but also just it's a fun video doing the first run with it on dirt. I like to do things that people don't expect you to do with the cars, so that's what we did, is we took it on dirt right away. Axial Fest Badlands, I'm planning to go, as of right now, July 16th through 18th. It's still on, so if you guys are going, is anybody in the chat going to that? Have plans? Wow, I got way behind on the chat. Green is awesome. Sweet truck. Someone talking about mini toys. Oh, you mean the mini toys from RC Associated? Oh, the indoor ones. Okay, I haven't seen. Those are the little 28 scale, I think. Here was a question from Will Watts. Do you think Red Cat will do anything new with the ground pounder like they did with the Gen 8? I honestly thought they were going to. I had heard from somebody that they were going to. And I said that they were. It was a pretty good source. So I didn't say anything definitively, but I kind of hinted that there might be a refresh to the ground pounder with some kind of awesome hobby wing upgrades to it. And that would be cool too, because that was a pretty cool platform intro into the scale monster truck world back in the day. So yeah, you guys are talking about the 128 Team Associated. My bad. Because the other ones are awesome. So my, here's Bars and Tone says he put 4 steering on the Everest 10, made the truck a lot of fun to drive. So that's the thing with the B50. It's not my performer truck. It's literally just because it looks scale in the way that it drives and bashes, and it looks like a little monster truck. It bounces, and I just like it. So you can't tell me I'm not allowed to like it. Steve O'D's in the house. What's going on, man? So that green controller is going to be going with my green. Oh no, it can't. Shoot. I really wanted to go with that green Associated DR10, which I actually got interested in this platform because of Scale Builders Guild and Harley Designs when they were taking the 2-wheel drive. What's that retro truck thing that they've got? 2-wheel drive little off-road car and turning it into drag cars 6 months ago or something. Harley says he'll fight John for the rights to orange any day. I would like to see that. His orange cars are looking pretty good, I will say. The orange and gray hookups that he's got with his paint jobs are pretty sweet on those drag cars. $700 for the Reaper. Still, that's $200 cheaper than the others in that size. And it's a pretty sweet little truck. Harley says Red Cat's going through some things right now. Lots of personnel loss. Wouldn't expect too much soon. Okay, that's interesting. They've seemed to have a couple of hits recently. At least with the people that I follow, with the Kaiju, not as much the Wendigo, but the Kaiju, I've seen a lot of people really having a blast with, and the price point's right on it. Maybe there's just not a lot of margin on it, but I know that they had that fifth scale too that just did not. I think they ended up having to pull it back and get them off, and that's never fun. The Trophy Rat, that's the one. But yeah, I was thinking the Wendigo was going to be those new axles for something something I'd like to see. I've seen a couple people do it already, where they've turned it into a monster truck. Chuck G's converting his Wendigo into a crawler. It's pretty close in there. I mean, that'd be like doing it with a bomber, I guess, or a Wraith, something of that sort. And Bill Custom saying he wouldn't expect anything new from HPI. Yeah, I'm sure that especially with everything going on right now with the COVID-19 and all of that, and I know a lot of people want the kaiju, but they're not able to get them because of, probably all the back orders and junk. All right, going back over to here. Take a quick peek around. The only thing I wanted to mention was the Badlands. So I don't know. I didn't see if anybody said they were going or not. I'm trying to get there. Nikhil Bat, new Traxxas stuff. I would think so. I would think that there's some new Traxxas stuff, but the last thing that I saw from Traxxas was the new paint colors. No, that's not true. That's kind of the running joke. But they have the builder's kit of the Slash. And there's people using that for like spec class trucks, which is pretty cool. I don't know that I would get into a Slash in a builder's kit form personally. For what it is, I would probably just buy it ready to run and then buy another body to paint for it. That's me being lazy. But I would have rather had it ready to run with a clear body and then teach your kid how to paint, because I'm not a very good painter anyway. But I've been looking, I haven't seen anything from Traxxas hinting at that. But who knows? Maybe they got something. They're always cooking something up. I mean, I was shocked when they came out with the 6x6. Didn't see that one coming. It came out with the 4-wheel drive of that and then killed that. Like, who's going to buy that when they announced the 6x6 after it? Because there's already kind of that Mercedes, like that blue and red wasn't my thing anyway. Like, you almost never see blue and red Mercedes like that. And then they totally stomp it with the gray and black and then white in the 6x6, which are the colors that you almost always see. Or I guess silver, not gray. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, they're not really showing and hitting a whole lot. They've had some of those cool photos where it's like, teach your kids how to do RC, build their first RC or whatever. I'm trying to find the photo. It's a pretty cool photo shoot. I look at aspects of things like that just because of the work that I do and just trying to figure out what type of lighting and stuff they're using. They've been posting a lot of user photos, which is, I think, something different than I remember seeing from them in the past. They've done a lot of user photo stuff, which has been cool to see. Man, I'm scrolling back here forever and I ain't seen that ad. I guess that camping trip threw me off as to how soon I thought that announcement was. It's been a while. All right. I know that Proline has some new tires. Eventually we'll get to that. I know Harley talked about it. So here's where they have the new website. That's where I was going to talk about that. They grabbed my photos. Here's the part that I used for the 4-wheel steer kit. And then I also went to Freestyle RC. And something that they've got that I do want to show you guys, because I love the scaleness of monster trucks. That's what I like about it. So first of all, here's what I got. Where these, they're sold out. Anyway, that's all it is. Mounts on the axle. Super simple part. Fixes a huge need for the truck in getting you much better steering. and it uses the existing arms and stuff. You just have to move them around. But we'll get to here and we'll show you something. So JConcepts is teasing me again with their regulator chassis, also with the 2.2 tires that we need to hear more about. But he's teasing us. This is Jason Rona was posting it. And he hashtagged it regulator stage 2. So kind of makes me want it even more. I've got that Cloudbuster sitting behind me waiting for it. So Proline Racing has the smallest crawler tire they've ever hit the trails in the form of the Class 0 BF Goodrich crawler tires. Doesn't interest me or any of my rigs. So it's still cool that they're innovating, as well as they've got these new tires here for the Mini T. So just trying to keep up with some of the new stuff side of things. They've got their basher bodies. Those are awesome. Kyosho's hinting at something new. Something's about to launch June 1st. They had this little video. Looks like some kind of buggy. And is it electric? Is it 8 scale? Not a whole lot to tell from that. I'll get to your guys' comments here in a second. Ripping through a few of these real quick. Kraken, didn't hear anything. Some of these I actually hadn't gone through yet. Vanquish. New machined aluminum rod ends. Those are pretty looking. Look at that, they got a grub lock here. Okay, this design was derived from the technology in their trailing arms, which I've told you guys, I love their trailing arms on my SMT-10s. The Vanquish trailing arms are my favorite in the way that they're one molded piece, but then the way that they lock down is really cool. So, pretty neat. Anyway. New news there. I need to get the new Dredger 1.9. That's older. I need to find some scale bead locks from them that I'm gonna maybe get for my Jeep as well. So once I get them for my Jeep, I'll be looking there as well. Cross RC more. They're saying they're gonna have a driver figure available soon. A 1/7 scale. Looks like he's got articulating legs and arms and all that, which is pretty cool. That one looks pretty sick painted up. Whoever's been doing some of their artwork stuff, their guys on their rigs, these are looking pretty sweet. MST. I still need to get this body. Not really. I do like that body. I do want to get that monster truck that they just announced. That looks like the Ivan Stewart. All right, now back. Oh, I'm not showing you guys the driver figure. Yeah, pretty cool with the seat belt and everything. The seat, very awesome design. Kyosho's. Can we do a replay? You guys are probably yelling at me, but I haven't been having that open. All right, so new Traxxas stuff. New Savage would be nice. Somebody says, when you do a mud bog in your backyard with the monster trucks. Well, so what I have behind me is actually another SMT-10 Gravedigger that is going to be a King Sling. And then that kit is to replace my Max D that I've already done mud bogging with, that I also built out to be my scale bog hog. And so since that one's already been in the mud, I'll just take all that stuff over that's good about it and not ruined by the water, move it over to the other truck and make that my Max D or whatever I want it to be. But that'll be my 2.2 racer. That one, because it's been in the water, will be the mud truck. And it's got a capsule system in it. I'll leave that in there because it's great in the water. I don't know what I'll pull from that other than wheels and body. Maybe the hot racing transmission in it. We'll see. So that's to answer your question, Dominic. We'll be doing some mud stuff. I don't know. We'll do it here. Our Home Depot has this area right along the driveway. That's always the trucks ride in it and they rut it. There's like this really long wrap that comes in the back entranceway for some reason. And they always get off the road and they've rutted it and it floods pretty good, but they still hit it because they can't make the corners well. And so it gets really soupy from them driving through it. So one time when it's wet, and that's where I want to go. And they're like the right size to be running through. So I plan to try and do a mud bash at Home Depot and see what happens. Shade Tree, how long has the Max been out? Long enough for them to release wide Max arms for it. But that must have been in development because those came out so quickly after that. Usually development, then getting it to product launch takes a while. So it makes me think they knew what was wrong with the Max from the get-go. And then we have to pay $60 more to get the wide arms. So that was, 2019 around Christmas. Earl has one. HPI, man, they've been going through like the wash machine, man. It's been a ringer for them. And I'd love to see them come out on top. I'd love to see some cool stuff from them. I know they got to get their feet under them first. But they have a lot of parts that we like and we use for stuff too. And people want parts for their vehicles that they have. And then I'd love to see some new stuff. Trying to catch back up. Should be a 1.55. JConcepts 2.2 chevrons are coming. Yes. Honey Walnut RC said he heard it from them direct. We see them in the back. I actually just got something from... Here, give me 1 second. I'll show them to you guys. And I don't know how I feel about them. I don't particularly like them. But they're 2.2 mud tires. And I didn't know that. I've been around now for 7 years. 7 years now in the hobby. I mean, that was like just starting. And so I don't know if the first year and a half counts, even the second. So 5 years, like really in it. The first year I just totally had a Stampede the whole time, 2-wheel drive. But I got these from Crawford Performance Engineering. And he got them somewhere and was selling them. And he had a link to him, and I just bought it right from the link. I'm like, oh, cool. These will fit on my 2.2 tires that come with the axial kit. I can make it just, mud tires right there. Just reuse those rims that come with it that I don't have a use for. Well, turns out RC 4-wheel drive has a much scaler looking version than this tread pattern. I mean, this will do, but I don't love it. So that's going to get comments coming that I'm not anywhere near ready to answer because I'm still so far behind. But Dominic, yes, thank you for asking your question multiple times. If I don't answer your question, guys, ask again. Because sometimes I just scale through and skip down. How are the 2.2 Rangers from JConcepts? Bill Customs asks. I have refused to buy them because they're not chevrons. So I would buy the JConcepts rims and I would put the Proline 2.2 chevrons on, which they don't make anymore, unfortunately. So I'm glad that JConcepts is going to make some. How's it going, Gold Goose Gaming? Thanks for joining us. Oh, it looks like I'm only a minute behind now. Highlighter Outlaw tires. Bill's Customs. That's what's on your SMT10. Okay. Yeah, so these are eBay China specials. Yeah, and so he picked him up to sell them. I'm curious how much more I paid for him. Well. But I went back there later and I saw... I like Team CPE for monster truck parts. I do the King Flings a lot. I mean, those are the ones that I really want for the trucks. Wheels, tires. Let me see if I can find them here. Tires. Just type in mud. Yeah, here we go. So these are what I would have probably rather had. These look much more like a mud tire that I would have wanted. And guess what? These cost $29 a pair, so $60. They were like $4 more than the ones I ended up getting, which are these CPE Outlaw 22s, which are $27.99. Just don't like that look as much. But whatever. I'll put them on. I have 2 sets of those rims now anyway, so I'll stick them on and we'll run them on something. How well do the Proline Decimator tires fit? Trying to see which ones those are. Oh, those are the 2.6. I don't know. I had to stretch the 2.2s on to the JConcepts 2.2s. But I have not ever used the Decimator tires. They look like they got a pretty aggressive but scale looking pattern to them. I just want something in the 2.2 because that's a class that we run, and we have to have Chevron. Except they do allow the Ranger tires by JConcepts, but it's not my favorite look, and so that's the main thing. I don't hate it, but so it looks like, yeah, Decimators. Those are nice looking. The ones I had were the Destroyers, but I like the tread pattern on the Decimator more. Which maybe that's why. I don't know. Are the Destroyers still being made? I know the 2.2 Destroyers got discontinued. Or they're at least not available. It says, I'm trying to pull up the site for him. Oh, they've got them in stock again. Well, what do I know? I need to get more of those for 2.2s. They're the best. Currently. But they do have to stretch a little bit wide to fit on the Ranger tires, wheels. Sorry. So, but yeah, I'm looking at them right here. It says at Proline, the 2.2s are in stock. I thought before that they were discontinued. Let's just go ahead and add 2 of those in my cart for later. Oh, they only have 1 available. Well, that's a bummer. Not going to buy 1. Oh, well. I tried. All right, so you guys are saying it here. Bill's Custom said you sent me something on Facebook. So you guys, let's see. I'm not seeing it on my Facebook. Trying to pull up my messages really quick here. Or did you put it in the link on the video? Oh, no, here, Bill Gillespie. Oh, so here are your tires. Okay, I got it. We're good. Traxxas RC says, I want to build an SMT-10 mud truck. What will I need? Mud tires. And to make sure that you have waterproof electronics. But that's about it. So waterproof motor, ESC, whatever. I run the Castle ones. They're waterproof. But a lot of brushed stuff is as well. So you could get away with doing brushed. You won't have the power down in the mud when you might need it. But it's a possibility. So what are we looking at, Bill? Are we looking at the wheels here? Which wheels are you running? Or tires? I can't tell either from the angle. Yeah, you need a lot of... okay, these are the mud bashers. All right. Yep. What rims are they on? So Shade Tree saying he broke his somehow. Yeah, I love Monster Truck. Says all the times he looked at the 2.2 decimators and destroyers, it said discontinued. That's what it said before, and I started looking for him and asking around for him. So that was weird that they had one pair left in stock. Okay, so you got it from eBay already like that. That's cool. Those look good, though. So on my red truck that I'd done, I had the RC four-wheel drive mud bashers on it. Those Team CPE ones didn't look quite... The RC four-wheel drive ones here, those are the Mud Basher 2.2. I'm wondering if those are smaller or not than the ones that I had. Because those were pretty big. I really like the narrowness of the Fling Kings. These Mud Basher tires definitely look more like hill and hole type stuff, not like the mega mud truck tires like the Fling Kings or King Flings do. Fling King. So these are just really, really aggressive. What's up, Deontay? So yeah, these are the Fling Kings with the really aggressive, but they're nice and tall and narrow. And these Mud Bashers, if I recall, are pretty huge tires for a 2.2. So back to the topic at hand. What do we think is going to be the first company to drop something new? So we've looked at a few places. I'm curious, will JConcepts drop their regulator chassis before other companies drop their stuff. That's a question I have. I do want to show you guys something, though, that is really awesome and really scale by Freestyle RC that they came out with. And some of you guys will know it. They have the ZEI chassis, which looks like the old Samson setup. Matthew Hall had asked to have made, and they came up with it, and it looks awesome. So there's a couple of things to note. Is one, how well the body sits on it. It's made really well for that. It's got the scale driver in it. But look at the rear suspension, the way that it works. Super cool. All out of carbon fiber, and it's modeled after that chassis from back then. Looks really cool. See if I can pull up the Matthew Hall version of it for you guys. Because he's got it with the Samson paint job on the driver. I think he put it in Sam. If you guys are into monster trucks and you aren't part of the Solid Axle Monster Mayhem group, you are missing out. Tons of cool stuff on here. So, lots of stuff going on. Here we go. Here's the Luke Cage body on it. This is his build setup for it. I don't think he's going to show us with the body off. Nope. I'm going to have to play the scroll game. The Ross Hinshaw Designs chassis are looking pretty sweet too. They keep tempting me. Where's it at? It's funny how you just think it's going to be right there and it's not. It's just not. All right, so other ways to do this. Search Matthew Hall. He's supposed to, when he gets them both chassis, he's supposed to come over, or I'm supposed to go over there so we can do a little video talking about it all. This is with his zombie body on, but he's still not showing it off there. He had a whole bunch of photos of it. Here, what's this? So yeah, here he's got his little plate underneath it and all that. It's got the driver painted, looking super sick. 3D printed. Shock accessories here. It's looking pretty mint. But the body paint job and everything was super, super killer. That's when he painted the driver. And here's the body, I think, for it. Yeah. No. Anyway, we'll get off of that. But it's wicked cool. Wicked cool. And Josh Zimmerman and Matthew Hall did an awesome job making that thing look pretty mint. I can't wait to see it in person. Do a little video with him showing it all off. What's the biggest difference in a monster truck and a mud truck? Engine, weight. They're getting pretty close though with the cages and the mega trucks now. I mean, they're pretty much like monster trucks. In fact, King Sling, Teeny Man was racing that as with 48-inch monster truck tires on it. So yeah, lockers, tires. But some of them are pretty close. size. But there's all different scales of mud trucks and what's allowed and all that. Did RC stop by? A wicked car. All right, so back to Wicked Shop, JV. All right. Lots of stuff about the trucks. How's it going, Frank? The tank. A new Savage would be sweet. That's Matthew. Is it Doers? Doers? He's excited to see what Losi Monster will be. I'm with you on that one. I think it'll be exciting. I just like Losi stuff. Ever since I got that first Losi 10 SCTE, then the DBXLE. What else did I get from? Oh, the Desert, the Tenacity DB Pro. The only thing I like the Mini T. The only thing I didn't like was that mini desert truck. It was just too slow. Tank says, I love your t-shirt. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I wasn't accidentally wearing a brand t-shirt when we're talking about what could be next. So going back to that, there's stuff missing. Like I've been trying to order some stuff from Horizon, and there's stuff missing there, like back ordered. And is it just a typical back order? Or are we getting some refreshes? Those are some of the things I'm wondering. What is Arrma got cooking that they said that there was something coming? The first mention we kind of asked about the drag car was in that live stream about 3 weeks ago. That's the first I've heard of it. And I was kind of questioning if that would be a thing or not. And I asked it, but they weren't answering my questions, and somebody else asked it, and they answered it finally. I think I asked it 2 or 3 times in the live stream, and they didn't answer and avoided my question, I guess. And but somebody else asked, and he said yes. So that's got me thinking that there's something coming there. I don't know what. CRC Basher Boy. Doors. Okay. Cool. So I was going to pull up here. So some of the Arrma here. We've got back order mid-June for the 8S. Back order early July for the Mojave. Now, what does the Mojave have in it? Because one of the things that I'm curious about is, so this is running the Arrma motor. I'm curious if these are going to get a Spectrum motor system in them. Like we saw with some of the Losi stuff. So yeah, all of this back order. This 3S's are back ordered. The 3S, 4S, everything's back ordered. This one's back ordered. The 4S is back ordered till winter of 2021. What is that about? Is that a typo? There's next shipment winter of 2021. Huh. I don't think that's right. So anyway, a lot of this stuff is missing. So I'm curious if we're going to see some refreshes in here or not. What that looks like. They also had showed us that they had that new STX3 controller. That had the foam on it and some of that. Is that going to be coming in some of these? That's not like, for me, that wouldn't be considered like the big thing, like what's next. If they did something major change in it, like a ready to run Limitless, that would be different. Like, I think that would be dropping something new enough. But part of the question I have too is because I've been trying to order some Firma stuff. I'm really wanting to mess around with the smart set systems. In fact, you can see I've got some stuff in my so yeah, like these in July is when these motors are going to hit. And I wonder if these are going to hit at the same time they come in some other stuff. So they got a 4,000 kV motor, which I've already pre-ordered. Because I have this 130 amp ESC and I want to put it in a monster truck with a 4,000 kV motor to see how it does. I could have gone bigger, but I don't need bigger for the monster trucks. So even though it's only $10 more to get the 150 or $20, I just went for the 130. I just want to get some of the telemetry and that kind of stuff, battery voltage, all of that, and be able to get a readout. And so yeah. Anyway, Honey Walnut says check my inbox. Greg says, I believe Arrma's still based overseas but owned by Horizon. Well, it's all ordered from the same kind of places. I mean, all of it. Their design team and their, the director of the product and all that are based out of the UK. But it all works through the shipping and all of that with Horizon. So, I mean, everything's delayed from Spectrum to everything. Even the Losi DB Pro that everybody's wanting, the Tenacity DB Pro, because it's an awesome RC, is back ordered and has been for a while. It's like they come in and it basically fills the back order and then has to go back on back orders. It's pretty popular. It's a pretty awesome car. So anyway, I'm looking at some of this stuff. I've got that on order. The 4,000 kV and this. So we'll see. I like Spectrum stuff. Like I said, I've been running it. And so much of the hobby is kind of what you get comfortable with, I think, in the beginning to a degree. And so because that's what I was sold was Venom batteries in the beginning, Spectrum controllers. And so I've just, and in fact, here's my other Spectrum. Rugged. Where'd the other one go? So, but I really like these. I customized mine a little bit because I really wanted the orange one. The fix me means that there's tools inside. Doesn't mean it's broken, but little quick fix tools that I carry inside it. And then this one will be mounted to different cars. The problem is I can't have people race. And the nice thing now with the new Spectrum stuff is just push a button to bind, and I can bind up new controllers and share across it. Yeah, so Jerry V, most everything's on back order. So, again, I keep asking. I want to hear from you guys. Traxxas is even back ordered, Deontay says. Justin O'Neill says Spectrum is going to come in hot. I agree. Bill's Customs, they look like Hobby Wing systems. They are, I think, a rebrand of sorts to a Hobby Wing. They've definitely paid to get it branded all up and designed. And it has their own kind of firmware in them for working with their setups. All right. What else we got here? Earl Moorhead says something about. Chuck G says their planes are back ordered too. Wow. So yeah, I have a question. I wonder if Losi will come out with their monster truck soon or announce it. I wonder if we'll see anything from Sen, because we've been talking way back. We did the RC Conspiracies about Sen Racing and that truck that we saw. And I thought for sure we were going to start seeing something. I'm trying to find it. picture of it or something. Yeah, here we go. New truck from Sen on Facebook. Use Google. Google's my friend. It was this one. So this was back in February that we saw these American Force pictures right here of this dually. And it looks like it's ready to go. Or nearly ready to go. And some of it's probably looks maybe 3D printed in here. But the axles look like they're off of the monster truck, so those are ready to go. So, it's super sick looking too. Super sick. Hear that little burp? ASMR. It's just a little one. I digress. Anyway, lots of people were saying they want that thing. But, so what do you think? Would that hit? It looks ready to go. Will that hit first? Will Losi hit it with the monster truck first? Are they going to sneak in a drag car? Is Traxxas going to sneak in a drag car? They've got it all set up. I mean, they've got the parts they need. They could rip one out. And they could even make it one of their new kits and don't give you tires and just say to get JConcepts or whatever. They've got the rest. You could build your kit. Make it way cheaper if it came with all the pieces so you're not buying a two-wheel drive and then buying the new lower center of gravity chassis and then switching out the arms. AC Froggies just wish it wasn't a Ford body. Yeah, but all the Ford people are going to be glad it's a Ford body. A lot of people like those F-150s, 250s, up through 450s. Matthew Doors. Losi to bring it out now. Okay, lots of people saying sick. Hey, what's going on, Kent's RC? If you act fast, you might be able to grab a Claude. I know, I got mine right there. Well, I like ACX stuff. It's entry. It gets you in. They're upgradable. Lots of parts for them. Matthew Doors, I think it would make most sense to bring the truck out soon from Losi. So he saw the Senduli ones. Looks pretty neat. Yeah. So here's my thought on all of this is if they can bring anything to market right now, it'll sell because there's so much that's not out. So if they've been able to get it made while the other stuff hasn't been made yet, they can get it into stores and on the shelves, it'll sell. I mean, people are buying RC cars left and right now. And at some point, all of us that are long-termers are going to have a field day on Facebook Marketplace from people that got bored during the COVID-19, needed a hobby, tried RC, and it wasn't their thing, and then maybe offloading it, you know? So I have a feeling that day will come too, but the time is hot right now for purchasing, in my opinion. I love monster trucks. Who's I love monster trucks? Do I know who it is? Says from what I've heard, Sen Racing has a lot in development. And that's also in making upgrades and improvements to their trucks. Interesting. So through the Chaos line of improvements, I know they've got some parts that have hit on their new website that are pretty cool. Deontay says, I'll get it just to look at it. Hate crawlers, but that's badass. He says, I don't think it's a crawler, though. You look at the tires, it's a dually. It's not set up like a crawler. I'm looking at the photos here. And those aren't really crawler wheels. I guess I don't have to look alone. You wouldn't do much off-roading. There's not a lot of room in those shocks at that, unless they're compressed at that point. There's not a whole lot of travel there. So I don't think it's meant for off-roading, like hardcore off-roading crawling. What I think would look cool is if RC Sparks had it as a job site. But it's hard to get a sense of scale from these photos, other than the table, I guess. But these aren't really showing us the full table. There was one that had a wider photo of the table view that I can't find. But it's somewhere. A new Traxxas means somebody discovered a new colored pencil in their Trapper Keeper. Justin. A new shade of pink. So what would they do to the Creighton at this point, a 6S? They're on version 4 of that thing. People seem to love it. So what would they do to make that a new model? The new, I guess it wouldn't be a new version, but maybe that new STX3 controller with the foam grip and all that. I don't think that's going to be like the big number. Levi Schoen says you could be like me and build your own BMRC racehorse. There you go. I had one of those and I ended up selling it, but I kind of want it back. I was actually looking to buy it back, but I think Trailer Trash RC was getting it. Had to cough for a second. Thought I'd cut away. In case like a booger came out of my nose or something. Didn't want to embarrass myself. What's going on, Noise Fast RC? Let Earl a hold of it. 1 ton drag racing with trailers, the new craze. Earl Moorhead says RC Sparks is killing the game with that Raminator. Yeah, man. It's crazy. People kill me on Facebook. That's what Shade Tree's saying. They'd be like slash two-wheel drive, $500, says metal servo horn and new tires. Oh, man. That is the truth sometimes. Creighton 6S all deanodized aluminum and the K8 style chassis. With a new controller. Interesting. So a smaller 6 with the 8 chassis. You mean with the braces and everything? RC Amigos, I saw your pictures. He said he's going to try and resurrect 2 wrestlers in a stampede. Those things look like they need some work. Nikhil bot, do you think buying a Traxxas Slash is worth buying best all-around basher? Depends what you want to do with it. It doesn't have as much ground clearance for grass as maybe like a monster truck. Depends on the kind of bashing you want to do. I like the Creighton 4S for bashing. But it's not as... I mean, a Slash is more durable because of the way that it's tucked in. The body protects it. The wheels don't stick out. So in those regards, a Slash or something like a Senton 3S would be kind of more durable than something that has the wheels that stick out. And when you land weird, those wheels catch instead of like the corner of the body. So that does make it more durable. But for actual just bashing fun, I do like the monster truck style trucks that do wheelies and all that, which really you're not going to get with the Slash so much. Locomotive 282 says he wants an unassembled DR10 kit. Come on, Associated. But you want everything? Just the kit? You still want the controller and all that? Or do you want it to be no electronics? Oh. I forgot I was supposed to look. Wait now. Oh, snap. Okay. First of all, Honey Walnut RC, do you want me to show these pictures? Because these are awesome. That King Sling is killing it. It's looking like what Teeny Man was driving. Man, I got this tickle in the back of my throat. I cannot get rid of it. Cannot get rid of it. And you sent me a message on the 2.2s on eBay. Okay. Oh, yeah. The DR10 builder's kit will never happen because they already make it, the SCT. Yeah, but they could do it with the body and the wheels and all that. I could see it. Maybe make that the option for having the chrome wheels. So, Honey Walnut, is it okay for me to show these? Tony Sometimers is acting up again. Well, I'm going to show him. He sent them to me. We're going to look. So this is his King Sling right here. This is a clodbuster mounted on a SMT-10 chassis with 8 shocks around. You can see the clodbuster axles here. Running the 2.2 Pro lines glued to the BKT, not the BKT, but the stock kit tires from the SMT-10, or wheels from the SMT-10. That's looking pretty mint. So that's the build of it. He made a little bracket in here to use. I mean, this is this basically the suspension setup or the trailing arm setup stock from a clodbuster. That's pretty epic. Oh, you bought these. You bought the 2.2s on eBay. You tricky dog. Okay. I thought you were meaning you found some for me. Ah, it looks so good. Look at the paint job with the rust and all that on there, that King Sling. That's looking really good. And then here he's got the King Fling tires on some kind of rims. I can't tell what the rims are, if they're 3D printed or what. Or if they just got an insert in the into them there. Pretty cool. Thanks for sending those. If you guys have stuff you want to show, Facebook message me. That works out pretty good. Really, really cool. Really sweet build, though. Yeah, here. No, I bought them. Doesn't Creighton Forest have issues with that transmitter? I didn't have issues with it. Some people have. I've got like 10 of those transmitters that I run on cars. In fact, I still am running the stock transmitter on the Typhon 6S for my fence jump and all that. It doesn't bother me that much. I would like it to have the foam wheel. That's my biggest complaint. I like that it has the rates. I don't ever drive very far, so maybe that's my thing. I always keep it in my little backyard pad area, so I don't have to go super very far. But, I mean, we use it on a bunch of vehicles. I've set in 3S's. The Granite, I'd stuck with it. I did switch my Creighton out just because I go racing with it, and I have it so I could set the curves on it, but that was the main reason. But it does not get good press. A lot of people don't love it. Oh, man. I feel like my allergies are kicking in with all the weather. Shade Tree says that's me. I'm too blind to go too far. Yeah, I'm not going speed, ripping through big open fields or, I'm just keeping it tight and hitting jumps. Whether I go to a track or anything, Speaking of track, they've got the Carolina RC Park. Should have their first race this weekend. Where is it? Trying to find it here. At this beautiful oval track on the 13th. So if anybody's local to here, check out Carolina RC Park on Facebook. Watch for the weather. And it's a pretty rad track for oval racing. Oh, okay. So you had the short course Fling Kings on. Ah, okay. I've seen some people run like the Slash as a little mud truck in the mud truck races we do. There's not a whole lot of rules, so that makes sense. That they would make some of those wheels for it. That's really cool. I like the look of those a lot. So that earlier was my my DR10. And all I did do was put some stickers on it, put 200K diff fluid in the diff, change the spur to an 81 tooth and the pinion to a 24 tooth. So hopefully we'll have some more speed. And then we're going to go ahead and probably change out the motor system eventually. It's 3,300 kV. Yeah. And I'm probably going to try 6,100 kV because we got to run these 2S for racing. And so I'm hoping to get more speed on 2S with this car. Oval racing needs jumps. It actually doesn't. It's so much fun without it because you're so quick onto the corners and it's just sliding out around the corners. It's a bunch of fun. Earl Moorhead, Shark Bite looks cool. Wonder how the tail is holding up on that 3D printed body. I haven't run it again since then. It's not one I'm going to bash all the time. I'm going to save it for racing mainly. But, it seems to be holding up all right. I am hoping, though, Locomotive 282 to do basically something like an oval racing with monster trucks, where it does have jumps on one of the sides. So it'd be lap racing with the jumps that go the whole width of the track, so you can't miss it. And then potentially on the other side have like a little S curve or whatever, like chicane type thing. Just they have to go around, and but basically oval racing, just to get cars jumping and slamming and all that. Breaking silence. We started building some of our wood crawler stuff again in the back. We won't ever do rocks because we get snakes really bad, and we have copperhead snakes around here. And at the back of our property, we have a creek, and then next to us is a neighbor, and then just beyond them is a swamp that runs kind of the whole length of the neighborhood, and then all around out there. A big swampy area. So, we tried rocks. If I did rocks, it would have to have dirt in there behind it, filling it all in to try and keep snakes from kind of hiding in it. You recommend a 1/10 RC Rally? Jolly Grail, or is there any buggy or short course truck that is available to convert to rally? So Losi used to make a Losi 10 Rally, which was just their short course truck as a rally car. That was awesome. Traxxas makes a rally car, and I think HPI had a rally car. But probably, and then Tamiya makes some that you build. Theirs are smaller. I would probably do just the Traxxas one and then work on upgrading it to VXL or something brushless. But the Tamiya ones look really cool. So yes, RC Amigos, Chicago style, but multiple laps. Giante says, let's see it. What do you want to see? I missed it. Yeah, we did. I can pull it up. I mean, we just built it. I didn't do a whole lot. I did have a short video showing it. Plus, we're still working on the micro one. It's not showing them up here. They're all the old ones. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It was pretty recent, though. I guess I could just pull up my YouTube. Take a quick peek here. Under videos. It was with my son. Here it is. So it's just a bunch of wood ones that we used to have in the old course. And then but we did it so that the inside would still line up. I guess I could give you guys some audio. SCX10 models. Wanted to get a little bit. How's it going, Venom G54? In places where we could. Oh, you want to see the shark body? Yeah, it looks pretty good on there. I don't have the shark body upstairs. It is down in the garage because I was going to run it on the new track. And then it got really muddy back there, and I didn't want to get it all muddy. Because we do race them indoors. So it is, after all the build stuff, here's the... show you the intro because that'll give you a little peek at the body. So this is the Megalodon Fire. And the suspension on this one is working really good. Do I have overdrive in the Capra? Chuck GRC. Don't believe so. I just have mine stocked.
That came from Monster Parts. Jimmy Lewis made that 3D printed, and I got the wrap from Barry Musauer. And Jimmy also went and painted the eyes and the teeth. So I put the wrap on, installed it onto the body, and built the kit. We put in a Castle Creations 5700 kV side.
So yeah, that is the truck.
We're running on a 2S Spectrum.
It does all right. We took it out in the backyard. I didn't hit the big jumps on it, but I hit at the time the two little lumps that I had, and it took a few tumbles and crashes, and it wasn't bad. So I can't hear the audio from it. I know you guys can, but I can't hear what it's saying or doing. But yeah, I really dig it. And I have two options I can do for the new build that I do. I could be the Son of a Digger Fire, or it could be for the Max D. Either way, the rims could work with the gray and orange. So yeah, somebody's asking, what's my main 1/10 scale monster truck? Is my two. Well, there's two. I have a ZRD by Freestyle RC, and then I have their Pro C. Those are my two main 1/10 scale monster trucks, like my race ones. I wouldn't say my ZRD is necessarily even a race one. It doesn't do that good for racing the way I have it set up. It's all right on dirt. And that's about it. But I guess I could tweak it more, but it's really heavy. So I do for 2.2s, I run the Freestyle RC, and then I run an SMT10. And then I run 2.2s. I do two SMT10s. I don't quite get the Summit as a monster truck. I've never quite understood that truck with the 2 speeds and all that, but I think it's just me. All right, so I'm going through the questions here, man. Still a lot of questions. How are your temps bashing 5600 kV and the SMT10? They were fine on 2S. I didn't get out a meter or anything, but I did the finger test and it was fine. Your Element is on the way with overdrive. Ooh. Okay. Tank Lexus Summit. I've seen a whole bunch of videos and I've just never been interested. Kind of does crawling, kind of does monster trucking. But yeah, it's Castle 5700. They said you'd burn it up in an SMT10. Well, see, all of us, we race them. We don't do long spurts. But for 2S for racing, yeah, I wouldn't run that one as a basher setup like that with the 5700. Kind of like I was doing, but it wasn't too hot after that. But I kind of take breaks in there. So the Summit, yeah, with the lock diffs. Earl has a 6S Summit. Whoa. So the thing that I like about the SMT10s is they're super easy to work on. And I mean, everything's just right there. The trailing arms, the axles, getting into your diffs is super easy to do. So there's so many cars that just have so many screws and plastic things all over that you got to take apart. And these things, I drop 4 screws, drop the whole transmission plate out. If I want to do that, or just do the transmission and pull it out. I mean, I can do that too. Just 4 screws on the bottom of that, and then just kind of pull one side, get the drive shaft out, do the other side, pull it all out. Easy to get it out. So I just love how easy they are to fix. But most of mine are running the 4600. Combo, yeah. The Sidewinder 4600 combo. Either the Sidewinder 3 or the 4, depending on how old my truck is. That was my go-to forever. 4 bashing with it. And I do it on 3S. So, I don't know why Castle told you that it wouldn't work with something around a 4600 or more. Blue Dually 4x4. Yeah, I think that'll work as long as I can get to it on, I don't know if I can see messages. I can't see messages. I don't think on Instagram on the computer. So I would not be able to show it from Messenger on Instagram. Oh, another thing I've gotten, guys, 2 bat safes now to store my batteries in, just to take extra precaution. These are the XL ones. And I did a picture showing it with all of them in, but I did pull them out. It wasn't meant to keep all of them. So here it is stacked with all the batteries in it. And actually didn't fit all of them in it. But that's how many I have that have been being stored semi-precariously here. So I did get 2 of the BatSafe XLs. And they store a lot of batteries. The problem is if they burn up, they all go. But I do put them in bags inside of here. So I have like the zip up Venom bags that are good size. And I put several batteries in there and then stack those. Then I put a few of them out. And those bags should keep it from burning the ones below. But yeah. An old safe would work. I don't have an old safe, and safes are expensive. So this is what I do. And you can see how it's vented on the top. So it's got a flame retardant material, and then it lets out the smoke so it doesn't get too much pressure. But yeah, say don't put anything above it because you could get some flame that comes out of it. But or heat. You don't want anything flammable above it. Fireplace insert, that kind of stuff works. Ammo boxes, that's what I've used, and I removed the seal on them. But still, I had a lot of them floating around and just wanted something a little bit more that I could trust, especially with a lot of batteries in it, the heat and the prolonged amount of time with the ammo box, where this is just a really thick case. You can see how thick it is. Yep, Justin O'Neill modified a toolbox with cement board. So what I did is this is also a lot bigger. This is almost like 3 ammo boxes of stuff in this stacked. But I have a bunch of ammo boxes. This I can also charge inside of and some cool stuff. But I have cement board that I now use on the side or back wall of my charging area as well. Well, it's actually drywall. But my ammo boxes are all emptied out now, except for my nickel metal hydride batteries are still in them. Blue Dooley 4x4. Is your Instagram name also Blue Dooley 4x4? Yeah, there you are. Whoops, I thought I saw you for a second. Are they on here? Have you posted it already up to Instagram? Because if you have it posted there, I could pull it up if you have a particular photo. Your 1/6 scale truck towing. Kyosho USA 1. Oh, that sounds awesome. Kind of quickly scrolling through his Instagram here to see if I can find it. It's on there, been a few weeks now. Seeing something towing some monster trucks. That looks like I'm going too far. I'm seeing, how close am I with this one? Oh yeah, there's the USA 1. So it's a 6-foot, 5-inch long truck and trailer. Wow. A Wheelie King with the Kyosho USA 1. That's awesome. Look at the size of that front truck. Oop, too far. That's very cool, man. Did you weld that trailer? Looks like it has a few weld marks there. Wondering if it's a custom. I see you have like some 3D printed part stuff that looks really cool. Yeah, so it looks welded up here on the top. That's really nice looking. And that truck is huge. Look at it next to the Tamiya. Dang. These are what I was looking at with the 3D printed parts. That's really cool. Oh, the things that opens up when you know how to design that stuff. Well, cool, guys. We've been going now for just over 2 hours. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here. That thing is pretty awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us. Blue Dually 4x4. Definitely, guys, go ahead and check that out. I'm going to subscribe while I'm here. Follow back. Blue Dually 4x4. Let's see. It's got the truck picture up there. You guys should, if you're on Instagram, hook him up with some more subs on it. 2-car trailer is cool, says Earl Moorhead. Yeah, it's a rabbit hole for sure. More and more going down. Honey Walnut Man, thanks for hanging out. Order a dang Wheelie King. They tempt me a little. But I don't know. I'm still just enjoying my Sen stuff for like the fun play around trucks that are a bit bouncy. I did put in the hardened diffs in it. Cases. And those really help. And then I've got to build this. And this. And get ready for working on that. When I get my King Sling purple body from Bari. And then I have the SCX-103 to still build. Oof. So a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. Thank you, Justin O'Neill, again. For Claude things, he says. What Claude things? I think you just sent me those little braces. I need to look up or find out from you how those go on. Because I'm definitely interested. They did come in. I picked him up. And they're sitting. I have a whole pile of Claude things that need to get done. I bought new... So many of them, the plastics are old and brittle, and so I bought new trailing arms for them, or the ladder style arms for them, and I have to put those on, and the braces for them. One of them needs new axle casings, so I have those because it's all broken where the screws go in, and I've got a mess of Claude stuff that needs to be done, and then this Claude. But this Claude's being built specifically to do the Stage 2 by JConcepts. So, and I'm blanking on the name of it. We had it up here a second ago. I'm going to see the name and be like, yep. It was the regulator. I was going R, but I was being like, all I could think of was Raminator. But Justin, man, thank you so much for the support. And thank you guys for the support as well, for being here, being in the chat, being subscribers, and just being in the hobby. I mean, it's such a fun hobby. And especially now, I'm seeing so many people out and having a blast with it. You know, it probably is not keeping people social distancing as much as they should be sometimes, but they're out, getting out in nature, getting out, having fun with people, enjoying something that they have in common. And having something in common makes all the difference in the world, I think. You know, I think the more that we find we have in common, the better we can get along. And it's things like the hobby is one of those easy ways to get in and say, hey, we have this in common. And then from that, you can find so many more common grounds and commonalities between you and other people. But it takes one. And RC is a very easy one to have in common. You show up, you see somebody else running one, and boom, you've already got that to talk about. And from that, you know, it's just, in my mind, it makes the world a better place in a lot of ways. So, so thank you guys for being involved in the hobby, being here. Venom G54, thank you, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Trail Critter RC, man, the monster truck bug is bitten him. As you go more scale with that, and if you're into scale stuff, the monster truck bug will bite. I don't go as scale as a lot of people do. I like the scale bodies. I like it to be scaled to a degree, but I don't go to the nth degree with the shocks having to be all, you know, if it ran 6 shocks across, or not 6, but 4 in the front and 4 in the rear on each side. I guess it'd be 16 around. No, that math doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does. 4, 8, 16. Yeah. 16 shocks around, you know, small ones. I don't get that into the weeds with it, but I like it to look semi like a stock or a real truck. But anyway, I'm tired. Been a long week. I'm trying to finish up my second job. I think this week I'll be able to knock that out and get that contract done with, and it's going to open up a whole lot more time in my schedule to get to things that I want to for the hobby, like these builds. So, guys, thanks again, and we will catch you guys tomorrow night, possibly, if not at the Tank RC. Harley and Scale Builders Guild do their little hangouts. True Boys, those guys have theirs going multiple times in a week. In fact, if they're still rolling after this, I'm probably going to jump over there and hang out in the chat for a little bit. You do have Tank RC Thursday nights, Friday nights, Steve OD. Also Harley as well on his own. Well, not on his own. Usually his wife does the comment things. It's a blast as well. Saturdays, I don't know who does Saturdays or Sundays. Do we have regulars? I don't know. Monday night, though, Javier has his as well, 11 Charlie. So, guys, be sure to check them out, and we will catch you next week for either an RC Conspiracy or some kind of live video build or something. So, just to chat. At this point, there's enough time, and I've been seeing certain things and hearing things with the regulator and other things. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the possibilities, because everyone's talking about it, but I do think that Traxxas is going to have a wild card like they did last time, that they're just going to, either they're going to bring it first and disrupt the whole scene, or they're going to wait till the end and be like, but check this out. So I wouldn't wait, though, because people have money right now that they're wanting to spend on things to do and kill their time with. So if they can get stuff out to market, I think it'll fly off the shelves. So that's my thought, guys. I know you can't make stuff get made faster and get on the shelves faster, but do it. All right, guys. Catch you later.